Hello, everyone. Welcome to another interesting episode of Munchies and Thoughts. My name is Phathanani. I am your chef, of course, and I've got this beautiful woman here with me. And we are doing a one-on-one. Lovely. I'm always table and everything. But today I said, no, Adne, I just want to connect. And please introduce yourself to my viewers and everyone that is watching Munchies and Thoughts.
Hello everyone, my name is Kentse. I come from a small village in the Northwest Province called Longley Park. I'm an author, a content producer, gender-based violence activist, a lover of life. And I am all about advocating for the protection of women and children and supporting victims of gender-based violence. Yes,
that's darling, me. You are a lover of life. You know this song? Lover for love. I don't know. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, my friend.
We don't have a lot.
Yes.
But we're gonna go deeper.
Yeah. Let's do that.
About your book.
Katie's Arrow, Cruise Journey to a Purpose.
This beautiful book.
Yeah.
You know, when I went through your book, I just went behind you. Because a book, you just need to go here.
Yeah.
Then it will tell you exactly what's going on inside.
The synopsis, yes.
So now, why the book? Cruel Journey to Her Purpose. Just an overview. Don't go deeper because we're still going there.
Yeah.
I can see you talk, but please. A book like The Cruel Journey to Her Purpose.
Yeah, it was just me summarizing, the events of my life, surviving multiple experiences of gender-based violence. Okay. So I had to center everything into one piece. Okay. And growing up, I used to keep, a diary, and I knew that I could write, Okay. So when I felt that, life was becoming too much for me, I figured, let me just wrap it up, in a piece that is going to represent my pain. And because it's an offering of me trying to break the silence of gender-based violence, not for myself, but for 4 generations from my family. Okay. And that resonated with every
4 generations?
Yes, from my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mom, and myself. So it was not only for me, but for other people as well. Okay. So I summarized it and say it was a cruel journey to my purpose, because through the pain that I went through, I got to realize my purpose on earth and why God had to take me through what I went through. Yes.
Wow, this is that's where Kate's so amazing.
Absolutely
amazing.
Who
came with this? Was it you or the team that you're working with? What happened? Because this is so beautiful.
It's so beautiful, and
I can see this innocent face,
a 14-year-old
child, and then now it's gel well with the journey to her purpose.
And as you can see, as you can see at the bottom there, and most people don't know that the black part is Joburg, is Hillbrow. If you can see the Tower of Hillbrow right there, the Tower of Hillbrow. So we're trying to, tell the story of this young girl who lost herself in the city of gold. You understand? Okay. Who left her home in the village and came to try and figure out who she is, what she wanted to do. And of course, like everyone else who comes from anywhere in the world, we come to Joburg to seek, greener pastures, to see gold. And most of us, especially people come from the Northwest Province, we were taught how to, explore our creative abilities, dancing. As you can see, all these fabulous musicians, most of them, your Casper, your Vest, your Kulichana, they come from Mafikeng. So we came to Joburg, to say we're gonna make it.
I know Mafikeng's got a lot of stars.
About KB, I want to,
And Mafikeng is big when it comes to dance.
Yes, dance.
Dance and all those
and then you have. And then because after school, there was this other place called Mabana Creative Center where we used to go. So others would do dance, others would sing, others would do guitar. You understand? So I was also one of the dancers, So I danced with your KB. That's why when we all came back to Joburg, we did music and dance, and we absolutely excelled in what we did because we were groomed from a very young age. Okay. So that is why I left home. Apart from deep things that are in the book. But apart from that, I just wanted to come to Joburg and be a star like everyone else.
Be a star.
Yes.
Okay, my darling, I told you right now. I just wanna read this.
Yes.
And then I will tell you. Yes, we're gonna go through, but I will tell you where I want us to focus.
Okay.
On this interview, I can't do my interview like everybody else.
Okay, my
I've got
darling.
things that I was like, okay, this is what.
Yeah.
Which I believe with whatever can pick from your book,
Yes.
you are ready to talk about because
Absolutely.
it's already here.
It's already
So
there.
It's out.
It's not a secret socks.
It's not a secret. Babukeli bami emakhaya, I'm gonna read la. Then I will tell her and you guys. I already know, but I will read. Katty's arrow follows the journey of a young girl who, from birth, felt her life was accompanied by a profound spirit of darkness that always landed her in painful and emotional draining situations. Her journey sees her living with childhood depression, surviving multiple rapes, getting caught up in gangsterism, and experiencing severe emptiness. Okay. She is finally rescued by giving birth to unplanned sons. The new little lives make her want to strive for a better life.
Yes.
This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. There are two things. Number one, I want us to focus on that we're gonna go along, and you're allowed to talk.
Yes.
As much as I'm saying, there are a few things I picked that I want us to talk about.
Yeah.
But don't say
Limit
okay,
myself.
Kentse, I want you, it's for the first time doing this. You spoke about multiple rapes.
Yes. Multiple rapes. In the former homelands, Botswana, rape was a very sort of like a very foreign concept that we didn't even knew it could exist in our communities. Something that was known, something that we never even thought it could happen, in a small community, And my first rape experience occurred when I was 14.
14 years.
Yes, I was raped by my father's colleague. My father was a soldier, so I was sick. I was taken to the sick bay, and my dad told this guy to take care of me. He went somewhere in the morning. So all the guy needed to do was just to, take vitals, your temperature, your pulse, your BP and all that. And then he went beyond that because there was absolutely no one at that stage, at the sick bay. And then he raped me. And then I went to the doctor, and then, we went home with my dad. And I didn't even tell them that day. I went home, I took a bath because, I think most of the time why people don't understand why we lose rape cases is because now we lose the evidence.
Yeah.
Because I took a bath, and the following day, that's when I was forced to tell my father that I was raped.
Okay.
You understand? So it was very difficult for them to prove that I was raped because the evidence was not there. You understand?
So what happened? This gentleman, when he raped you, you mentioned that you went to the doctor?
Yeah.
So
It's called the sick. Yeah, it's no. You remember when you're a soldier's child, you have medical aid,
Yes.
Wakomasoling, right?
Yes.
Wakomasoling. So you don't go to your doctors. We go there. It's called the sick bay.
Yeah.
So we go there. Even if they refer you to a hospital, you come to Pretoria, and then they have their one military hospital.
Yeah.
So so there was a small community of the defense force at that time. So we had our own systems, medical system, and law enforcement agencies as well. So now the whole court proceedings, they were handled within the defense force military system.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they had their own attorney, and then they had to prove that I was raped or not. So the process took me 2 years, and after 2 years, it was proven. And I was a child, right?
Yes, 14 years, you are a child,
So
right?
imagine going to court. Imagine going to court for 2 years, and you know how the justice system works, and the attorneys and the prosecutor and the judge, what they do is they ask you the same question as a child, and at least these days we have like workshops that prepare children.
Yeah, and I believe that you were scared. Like,
I was scared. I was
honestly,
terrified.
When they keep on asking you, and then in your mind you're like, no, what, me? They don't believe me.
Like
I'm lying.
like you're lying, and it's so scary. Like in fella, or you seeking attention.
I believe that a lot of people are going through a lot of things, especially when it comes to rape. But now they are scared to come out because they will be asked questions as if they are lying, or
They're
as
lying.
if they invited these things to happen
To happen to them.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a, you know, and imagine at that time, honestly, I felt like a sore thorn. Like I felt, because it's like I was the only person. And for the judge, after 2 years, to absolutely be confident, in saying the guy who raped me was not guilty. So, and then I was rejected by my mother, I was rejected by my father, and my father was going through hell at work because now I was branded this liar. Because if the judge, could say, and the defense team, if I could say that, could just say the guy was not guilty, then I think that's where my problem started as a young child, because now my mother couldn't go to church anymore because now we were the talk of the town. And my dad had to relocate. We had to relocate 60 kilometers away. He has to be relocated to another base. You understand? And then at school, my grades were dropping. And it was a whole lot of things.
Okay, it was a lot. Like,
yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
You are young.
At that time.
After 14 years, after 2 years, and then the verdicts come and saying this man is not guilty. But I want to understand again now. I want to just take you back. After after how long you told the father, oh, you know what, I was raped by this person you asked to look after me. I know it was not easy to tell the father.
Yes, it was, because I didn't want to tell him. I told him the following day, only because I told my boyfriend at that time. Like, for me to be having a boyfriend at that time, I think it's a story for another. It's just another topic. Yes, But in short, I could say, if mothers fail to love their kids, they are going to seek for love outside. And the guy that I dated was 5 years older than me, you understand? Because the love and affection that I seeked from my mother, I could not get it. And my father was always away, be deployed somewhere else. And then I was left with my mother. And as a firstborn child, you understand how firstborns cannot even relate with their mother, because our parents are carrying so much pain. And when they have us, they cannot offer us love because they have never been loved. You understand?
I think it's again, what you're saying, having all these things, you're telling this person, good, this is what happened. I think it was difficult. It's just, I'm giving my 2 cents.
Yes.
You understand? It was difficult for you because now you are 14 and then you are trying to say this. And then I think sometimes our parents, they only think for their
own reputation and image. Yes.
About, you know what, I'm raising a child here and this child needs me. And then, yes, it's for another day. You mentioned that you had a boyfriend at the age of 14.
Yes.
Who knows about the boyfriend? A child that's 14 years.
Yes.
And then you just mentioned that your boyfriend was 5 years
older than me.
I think you were safe when you were with this guy. And me saying that, you went through a lot. And then now you were raped, you're telling this. What was his reaction when you tell him that?
He was very upset. He was actually very upset. He even said, I'm going to look for this guy. Remember, Mafika is a very a small community. You understand? So he said, I'm going to find out where he stays. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, because there were gangs. He was part of a gang back home. And he said, it's either you're going to tell your parents or I'm going to tell them. I'm not going to be, suffering with this by myself. I want us to tell your parents. If you don't tell your parents, I'm going to do that for you. So, and then he said, I'm going to be supportive. So we waited for my dad to come back. Got the 5 o'clock bus, and then he said, Daddy, we have something to tell you. Because my parents, they didn't even like this guy. You understand? They have tried so many times to say, hey, how can you be dating this guy. He's
So
older.
they knew that you're dating this guy.
Yes, they knew. Yeah, they knew. But they've been fighting. They heard rumors that I was dating this guy. They tried to separate us, but we dated. We dated for the longest time ever. We dated from when I was doing standard 5 until matric.
Okay, tell me on this guy. What happened? Do you love this guy, or maybe there was something that pushed you to be with this guy?
The guy was very popular. Yeah, he was one of those superstars, that guy that every girl, wanted to date. And remember, growing up, I had a stigma that I was the ugliest girl. You understand?
Oh, okay.
So I had that stigma that I had.
Part,
that part. Yeah. So I grew up with a very low self-esteem because everybody was like saying, "You're right." Even my friends knew that. We had a small group. We called it Shout. So I had, I had this stigma of being branded a girl that looked like a monkey. So when they defined my ugliness, they called me Brenda Fassi, at the age of 11. So I was like, at least my ugliness has been converted into something absolutely a superstar. So I started embracing it and living. So I started adopting Brenda Fassi's personality, So, and then for me, when that guy approached me and said, "Can you be my girlfriend?" I was absolutely blown away. There was no way I could say no, So I thought he was going to play with me, but he loved me. I don't want to lie. So what he offered me was better than what my parents offered me. Not even my parents, my mom, because, my dad had a very soft spot for me. But it was unfortunate. He was always never home. He was deployed.
I'm not saying agree with me what I'm saying. But on my side,
yes,
I think you were safe.
I was.
With this guy.
I was.
And remember I'm saying, don't agree with me. It's up to you if you want, it's up to you if you don't. But listening to the story, you find happiness to this person because you went through rape. And then nobody believes you.
Except him.
And nobody stood by you. But this guy, he was there.
For me.
And then he was angry. Because, my love, there are a lot of people that are going through things out there who don't have anyone who believes in them. Who don't have anyone who will fight for them. But if you find that person.
That one person.
I dated a guy. An old guy. Old. You know what I'm saying? Old. At the age of 19. During my first year, and the relationship was not good. But because I felt safe, I couldn't see other things that were bad in that relationship.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I was still fighting my feelings, me as a gay man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't talk to anyone. I'd rather die with this. Anyway, it's not about me. Before I'm going to something else, is there anything on this? What do you want to say? Okay, before that, tell me, after everything, yes, you have this guy that was there. Because remember, when we have people that are there supporting us, we don't deal with the problem.
Yes, you don't.
We've got someone.
Yeah.
Did you deal with the problem or you kept it to yourself? Because remember, you have this guy who is there for you. You've got your family that is like out of order. I'm sorry to say this.
Yes.
You understand?
It's the truth.
And then now there's this one. And then because pains are there, but if we have someone, it's like you from the home where there is no food, there is nothing, and then you meet this sugar daddy out there doing everything. As I'm saying, I was in a relationship where I was abused, but I kept quiet because the things that I was getting, you understand? I read an article about in Limpopo, 11,000 young kids, teenagers, that they've been the teenage pregnant. And then one of the girls said, he's been showering me with gifts. After I told him that I'm pregnant, he was nowhere to be found. Okay. So now you have this guy. So did you deal with this or you said, not me? It's okay. Because some of the things, they come back when we are old. That's what I want to understand.
No, you know what? Because I was going through things, and I think the only way for me to, because I used to enter a lot of dancing competitions. I think that's where I managed to deal with my pain. You understand? So, and I used to win and I was good. And I became, in my own special way, I became, I don't know if I can call it that, but I also became a celebrity. Well, every girl wanted to be like me. I could have about
That
hey,
girl they were calling Katty.
but it's Kobo selling, Maraskobo selling was in a slayer and Neki win at the competition and let this guy now win at the competition. So
The boyfriend.
so
Hey,
that
this power couple
partners, yeah. So nerele mo, my friend, nerele mo, nere tukamo lokoro, we were there. He was winning, I was winning, and we even had other provinces like Buputezwana was like had your Mabupan and Kharenko. Even when they came to have like a national competition, we used to win every year, So I became this confident. That was the only place where I felt loved and confident about myself. Because even at home, I had issues with my mother. You understand?
But when you go there, you'll find peace.
Yes. Dancing gave me so much peace. That's why I figured, after, completing matric, I'm going to Joburg, whether my parents liked it or not. Because I was not even good at the grades because now I was messed up after that, yeah.
So you know what you're saying, it's here now on your book. Where I'm going now.
Yes.
I want to go to the spirit of darkness and emptiness. But emptiness, I think I'm answered already.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people that are going through that. We've got things that we use to suppress this, which I think writing this book was a healing process for you.
Yeah, I wrote it as a measure to try and heal myself. You understand? It's like you take.
So what do you mean when you're trying to heal yourself? Are you not healed?
No, healing is a process because at any given point you get triggers in life. You get triggers. And we're only talking about what we've spoken about, you and I. We're only talking about a small portion of like a fraction of what I went through. You understand?
This is a book, which means that you can have the whole season. And remember that this is a book.
Yes, but I'm just saying, you understand? But I'm just saying, I went through so much. So healing is a process. It's a process, right?
Okay.
You can't put a time frame to it. Yeah.
Which is true. Which is fair enough. So emptiness, I think you already covered that.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me, spirits of darkness?
Yes,
you already mentioned some of the things. Remember, you just said there is a lot.
Yeah.
So we spoke about rape, but there's a lot, because when you're saying spirits of darkness, which means there are a lot of spirits, there are a lot of darkness that you went through.
Yes.
And you did say you went through all that in your life, but we didn't go deeper.
Yeah, maybe I can just pick one example. What do I mean?
Yes, what do you mean?
Yeah, if I say you are being embodied by spirits of darkness, you understand? So in a Black society, we're talking mental disorders, right?
Okay.
So, and growing up back in the days, in the 60s, 50s, Black people did not consider mental. Understand? Understand? But imagine this, because now growing up, I could see as a firstborn how my mother was treating me and how my mother was treating my siblings, right? And then now we're talking a sibling rivalry, which happens in a lot of families, right? Where there's a difference between sibling 1 and sibling 3, and the mother loves or the parents prefers, the father prefers this, the mother prefers that one. But I was the firstborn, right? So when we're talking about spirit of darkness, and then the hatred I had for my siblings was caused by the way my mother treated me.
Wow.
So I started inflicting pain on my siblings. I'm not just talking I'm talking serious. Like even my sister, where she is right now, she has a mark because I boiled water moketleleng, and then I poured that boiling water over her. You understand? And the other time I had her on my back, and then I untied that on purpose out of anger. Because now I had to take care of my siblings when I was still a child, and like any other given, like any other, you know how our Black parents don't know how to address issues. For example, I got my period when I was 10. I was playing with other kids, and then I was wearing a white short, a very, pair of white shorts. And then the next thing I saw, like blood, and I went to my mom. I was like, Mama, I don't know, I don't know what's going on. So if it was like, if it was like maybe Katty no, she was gonna take me to a room. I don't know. I'm just thinking like why parents do. You know what, baby? She was gonna have that talk with me, I get. And then I go to my mother and she starts swearing at me. Like it's my fault. Yeah.
Where's the mother? Where is the mother?
My mother's at home. So my mother started swearing at me and embarrassing me and shaming me. I'm calling the neighbor, like cursing me like this thing is my fault, and then you're not supposed to play with boys because you're gonna get pregnant. You understand? Because now, and then if you can kiss a guy, you're gonna get pregnant. And then she went to the room and she took out a pair of sanitary towels and threw them at me. You'll start using this. And I was like, how? What? And how am I gonna use this? She didn't say this is a sanitary towel. You place it on your underwear, you use it, you'll get your periods once. She was swearing at me like it's my own fault. Bana babang, they get their periods at 15. When you embarrass me and get cut 10, you understand? Everything was like my fault.
And did you take all these things? Just me asking.
No, it was no. Yeah, that's how the pain, yeah, and then I stopped playing with other kids, right? I stopped playing because she told me gore ke mosadi. And on top of being, she said, on top of branding me an older woman, right? And then I had to cook. I get it now as an adult because now I was having my periods got 10. And then Gajola because I was seeking attention, and then I had to, be scheduled for therapy sessions.
She's saying all these things.
Yeah, she's saying all these things, and then she's telling me how much she hates me, and I'm like, I don't understand. And there was absolutely nothing I could do right in my in her eyes. And if my dad could come and then Ari, you're spoiling this child. So, but then it was not the case for my younger brother and my younger sister.
Okay.
They were loved. When my little sister was born, my mother was going around telling people, "Yo, Kimbisa Khalifan, she's such an amazing girl." Like when I handle 24 hours, so mo brandile gore o intelligent. And exactly because Kastswana bare ina lebese romo, right? It means gore, like the power of the tongue. So if ngwana o phela o mmitsa, like you're calling this child wisdom. So eventually this child is going to excel in everything that she does, right? And
because
then
you already blessed.
Yes, one more bless all the time.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, which is not because now power. There's power in our names, especially as African children.
I want to say this to all the mothers, young mothers, upcoming mothers. Can we please treat our kid equally? Can we please stop embarrassing our kids? You can do it, but it's the pain. Iyakheka ngaphakathi, iyakheka emntwaneni, and umntwana uyakhula uba umzali kusasa, and then umntwana even noma ngasingumzali akhule emithi abanye abantu. This thing you did mention ukuthi yes, you are healing, but the thing healing is a process.
It's a process.
Some of the things can trigger. So Bazali, I'm begging you, can you please love our kids? Can you please give the same treatment? Let's not have that person who we think, he is the best, he is everything, he is this and this, because it kills the kids. And it's not only kill that person, but it's messed the whole family.
The whole family as a unit. Yes. And there used to be this huge fight between my parents. So my mom would say, I only listened to my dad. But it's how you speak to the child, right? Because the only language that I knew from my mom was like, she was always cursing at me, and so you won't understand how I hated my mother for years.
How is the relationship now?
No, I think I only got to understand my mother's upbringing.
Oh.
Yes. I think having to write my book, only a couple of, she would have, and remember our parents, they never used to talk about anything. But I think I have a lot of compassion for my mother because of, now I've grown up, right? So there was a mental switch because now I got to understand my mother's upbringing.
Okay. So
I think I think she had the worst life more than the life that I wrote about.
So how does she feel about this beautiful book? Both of them. Where's Daddy?
Daddy Uteng.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Are they still together?
Yeah, they're still
How
together.
do you feel about this book? And your siblings as well. How
Yeah.
many siblings do you have?
I only have 2.
So your siblings.
When I released
Mom, Dad, how do you feel about this beautiful
when I released the book, my mother has never read my book, because she's thinking it's just me embarrassing her, attacking her. But that is just a corrective measure of trying to educate parents, of how to especially those parents, who come from those era, my 60s, 50s, 40s. You understand? They were brought up in a very cold environment. Fathers went to barracking, exiles,
yes.
and women were left to raise their boy child. And South Africa is a country born of violence, because the boys, couple 9 years, they were already wanting to idolize, to be like their fathers. Like, yeah, le nna ke batla go ya ne ba ya kae ko kae ko Mkhondo kae. Yes.
So now, will you, and whoever that is watching, I've got 2 things now on what you just said. One, what's your take on, okay, you are a gender-based
violence activist.
Yes. So I'm not saying the people that are doing that is right. So don't you think, because gender-based can be male or a woman, so
boys and girls, yes.
Don't you think these people who are doing such things, it's because of where they're coming from? Because it's just somebody, in order for me to be a man, I need to slap you, woman, so that I show you the way, woman. Because abafazi bayadelela. So umfazi kumele umbonise indlela ngokuthi umshaye. So don't you think it's because where we're coming from?
It's got many elements to it. It's mainly infused by culture and religion, right? And indoda. Well, you understand.
Yes.
So I think and then also because South Africa is a country born of violence, right? If we had to think of the example that I just made, to say men had to go to exile because now, and then boys were groomed to fight, the petrol bomb and all that, because now we had to get liberation. But then when we got our democracy, 1994, when we got into this new wonderful democratic government that we're in right now, they focused on the woman child. So they did awareness campaign, women empowerment, take a girl child to work and all that, So they forgot to rehabilitate men and boys. So there was an imbalance between the two genders.
So I want to ask you now on that. What will you say to me, Chef Phathanani Mbatha?
Yeah.
When I say to you, our country that doesn't love women. I'll say country. I'm not going to say men or woman or whoever. I'll say our country, they doesn't love women. I'm saying it on camera. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I just want to hear your say on what I'm saying, your reasoning. They don't love women.
You know, they don't.
Or you agree with me?
I agree with you.
So why? I need you to tell me.
No, I agree because I remember, at some point I was invited to a presidential dialogue, right? And I told the president that, you know what, I think it's time that you should be held accountable. You understand? That was the message that I was driving across, because now from 1994 until then, we have never seen a decline in the stats, in GBV stats.
Okay, yes.
We are one of the highest in the world. It's just going up. You understand? So they're not even benchmarking with other countries, like Botswana. Botswana is just across the road, literally.
Yeah.
Botswana, how are you doing it? Your rape stats are low.
Yes.
They're not even trying to find out, but it clearly states that they are not doing enough. They're not doing enough. They're not doing enough to protect women and children. You understand? They are doing protests every year. We are marching every year. We are doing awareness campaigns every year. We are advocating. We are doing this and that. And also remember, we are being failed by the justice system itself. Because now, if we had to think about the cases that are not being processed properly, the rape cases. Imagine if one rape case that has to take like 2 years. You understand? And the improper management of forensic barricking evidence. You understand? So there are lots of loopholes in the justice system. Yeah, you understand. So now they had to create. They must really create programs, not like, hey, let's get men are trash and all that.
Yes.
They must do proper campaigns.
Because
they must educate people on how, because I always say you cannot compare a rape case and a murder case.
No,
they are two. Yeah, you understand.
When I can say what I love what you're saying, it's true, and I think, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, as much as you are saying that we need a proper education, our justice system is failing us when it comes to the. Yes, Mike, I was like, I feel our country, they don't love women. I just want to hear your, how do you feel
Absolutely,
about it?
I agree with you.
So now, you mentioned that we need education. Not this, because when you are saying men are trash, you are not solving a problem. You are part of the problem, because you are promoting this thing. You are promoting this thing.
It's like,
and then there are kids. So now they know what's man was called. You mentioned something very powerful earlier on. Power of time.
Yes.
Power of time. So now, what's your take? Do you think this awareness, we need to focus on both genders?
Yes, absolutely.
Or one or what? I just want to understand on that.
Yeah, let me just give you an example, ne. If now I've been from the age of 11 and then take a girl child to work, I go there. There's a women empowerment program coming to school, I go there, And remember, then I go to university, and and then the same boy that I grew up with is not as empowered as myself, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to be coming, let's say we get married, he's going to be coming into the relationship with this mentality that did I say it right? And then already they have low self-esteem. You understand? So it's like there's an imbalance somewhere, because now you cannot empower 100% of girls and then empower absolutely nothing when it comes to yes. So we're talking now toxic masculinity.
So that's bad. Because
you understand,
when I'm a man,
yes, we're talking toxic masculinity.
Man, I can't feel pain.
Yeah, and then remember, that's why I'm saying I also blame culture and religion, because now even in my old culture, there's a proverb that says, like,
explain for me.
It says, no, a man doesn't cry. A boy child doesn't cry. So in a way, they are being limited, or they are being prohibited from expressing their emotions.
And there's this
And it's like you inflating a balloon, and when it bursts, that's why we see femicide.
Oh my goodness.
They kill their partners because they don't know how to deal with their emotions.
And this is so powerful, and we are going to the Women's Month.
We're going into a useless. I can call it that. It's useless.
Okay. What now?
Honestly,
There is this video I saw on social media. Social media is dominating, where it's saying, "Mushimane wa yellow bone, ki gay." What are they trying to say to these kids who are not gay? So now, when I'm a yellow bone, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to be gay or whatever, but not all of us are gays. Not all of us are lesbian. But now, when they are labeling me already, and then saying I'm gay if I'm yellow bone, so now what should I do? Should I go and do skin bleaching and be black? What do you take on that?
You know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing. I was like, because my son, ki yellow bone, the little one, ki yellow bone, and he's like having very pale, sensitive hands, and he's very fragile. Then I said that. I don't even know the song that you're talking about,
it's
right?
Not a song, it's something. It's a video on social media.
Yeah, something like that. And he was like, "Hey, mama, I'm like, no, I'm not saying it's wrong. If you're gay, I'm gonna accept you. You're my son. I love you. Whatever."
But you were out of order, you were.
No, I was just joking, Leanne.
Okay.
I was just joking, Leanne, because I was like saying, because I know his father was very feminine. Those guys, but they're still.
But
even
yeah.
I can give you an example. My father, but my dad is very feminine. Like, he
For my dad. Princess Diana.
Yeah, Papa and but he's in the medical sector, so I guess it makes sense. He's a nurse, he's got a healing spirit, you understand, so he's in that space that allows him to be feminine. But for a person who only solo expect but he's very feminine.
Okay. Thank you. I told you, Guti, the book is big. It's the whole season. But I told you, and it's a lot. The
It's a
things
lot.
that we are mentioning now, they can go far. But okay, this one. When you said unplanned sons,
they were unplanned.
Okay.
They were unplanned.
Okay.
So when I
Are they
left,
sharing this? How many do you have?
I have 2.
Are they sharing the same father?
Never. I'm joking. I'm saying no.
No, but it's like that. Having been up from a family of 4, all
Yeah.
of us, father, scopus. So it's okay. It's like,
Yeah, because I know. I was thinking, I get to ring, but like from my mother's family, you understand. From my great grandmother, Kibo, your great grandmothers never leave sick, father. And most of them don't know their fathers because going home, pregnancy,
go
coming
back
back,
to kitchening.
pregnancy. So I think that's what happened to me as well. I had my son, and then I took him back home, and after that, I came to Joburg, and then I wanted to make my parents very proud of me, and I thought like maybe getting married would do the trick. You understand? Because everybody was getting married in my family, and now it's just branded prostitute. You understand? So, and then I dated this rich guy, Onadi Dexy, who was very, very abusive. And then I had a child with him, right? But then when my son was turning 1 year old, he died the same day my son was turning 1. So, the other one, was turning 1.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So my son's birthday is something very painful for him because it's the day his father died. You understand? So it's that.
Okay, now this book is for those who are too afraid to confront their past, those who are burdened with self-guilty, those who are endlessly struggling with self-forgiveness, and most of all, those whose spirits are broken by past pain and need encouragement to heal. The book could be a reflection of so many Kentse out there, same picture but different stroke. This is Kentse in all of us. Love can save us. Beautiful. I want to understand this now. Self-forgiveness.
Yes. Like, for you to heal, you have to forgive yourself. It's not my fault that I went through all those things, right?
Okay.
So if I'm not gonna forgive myself, it's like if I don't want to forgive anyone, right? It's like forgiveness is very important, my friend. You understand? It's like you're giving somebody poison,
Forgiveness is very good. Don't you sip your wine?
Forgiveness is very important because it frees you, it liberates you. Understand? It frees you, it liberates you, and it has helped me so much, because the hatred I had for my mother, I had to let go. I had to sit and say, but she's my mother. The sibling I had for people that have penetrated my soul, because rape is a physical experience, right? But that can heal. You heal, you forget, you forget, but it affects your spirit and your emotions and your feelings. You understand? Because now, even when you grow up, it's so difficult for you to connect with people sexually. You understand? Because now anything can trigger those incidents that happen to you. You understand?
So now, my lovey, sip your wine. Nimzwile ukazile, forgiveness, self-forgiveness is very, very important. Because if you don't forgive yourself, I think it's difficult for you to forgive other people.
Yeah.
So tell me,
it's difficult for you to be happy.
Yeah, what's the relationship between you and your siblings? Remember, I asked about mom.
Yes,
and dad.
yeah.
Now I want to know about you and your
No, I
siblings.
know. I think for me, I did so many. When we talk dark spirits, I really abused. I was abused by my mother, and then I ended up abusing my own siblings.
So you also got your dirty.
Yes, I abuse them so much until I constantly am trying to erase the pain that I caused them by being a better aunt to their children.
Okay, yeah.
And then being a better sister, because obviously if my siblings have scars, in reflecting my hatred towards them, that was not even caused by me. You understand? So now, but we passed that now.
Yeah, but remember, you are doing an interview. I want to know.
Yeah.
So did you pass it? Yes, which is beautiful.
It is definitely. But it was a process. It was not easy.
Did you ever talk to them and ask forgiveness?
We have, yes.
And then how do they feel about?
I think we did it. They did it. They didn't do it at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just an incident, and my sister broke down and cried and said, "You hurt me, Kentse," and then I apologized. And then I'm always apologizing, and even to my brother as well. I'm always apologizing.
I'm sorry. Take this. It's okay. It's okay. You are not alone. You'll never be alone.
Thank you.
You are a big person.
Yeah.
You stood up brave.
Yeah.
You wrote this beautiful book. This is not just a book. This is a healing tool for a lot of people. Not anyone can stand there like you did. You still have your parents, both of them. And then you went and read this beautiful piece of book.
Yeah.
You went through a lot where nobody believes you. Where they were telling you a lot of things. They were throwing stones. But you still went and write this beautiful book.
Yeah.
And said, you know what, this is me.
Yeah, this is me.
We need more of you.
Yeah, that's
Always remember what I'm saying. You will never be alone.
Thank you so much.
You are not alone. So now, your book is beautiful. I don't want to go. I had things. Remember when you were doing interview, I did say, it's different how we do it. I have the way how I do my interviews. Someone will go through, then I'm not going to do that. Because looking at your book, I can have a full season with this thing that is here.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll call you and then say, listen, I want us to have a season about this.
Yeah.
Then maybe you can agree or disagree.
Disagree.
But one thing I can tell you, this book, this is a season.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I'm very grateful because every time I talk about it, there's some things that we don't want to deal with. So, and then if you ask me about certain things that I'm hiding that I really don't want to deal with, you understand? So, yeah, I think that if now it happens that I talk about them and I feel the pain, it's like I'm healing.
You are healing.
I'm
you are
healing. Yes.
And you know what
it's not only me. It's for a whole lot of families where siblings have hurt each other so much.
We hold our tears. I never hold my tears. Now I'm crying. Because after those tears they go out, I feel better.
Yeah, you feel
so
relieved.
I'm not gonna hold them because I will be those who will be watching this episode and then they see me crying. It's okay. That's how I show my vulnerability.
And it's absolutely okay. You understand? Because I never used to deal with my emotions. That's why at some point, it's a subject for another day.
Yes.
My second book is coming out this year that talks about my spiritual journey. So it talks about how I had a mental breakdown because I never used to cry. So crying is absolutely necessary if you need to heal.
So my darling, can you please, whatever advice you can give, listen, the advice I want you to give to the parents, to those kids that were raped or are going through rape because a lot is happening, but they never talk about it. And tell the people where can they get your book, how much is it, how they can contact you.
Okay. The message that I want to say because I think we focus more on parenting skills and sibling rivalry and the pain that is caused by that. I can just say to parents to say, we understand where they come from, right? But they must not allow themselves to have their emotional turmoil and pain. They must not allow what they went through to affect their kids. You understand? Okay. And they need to deal with, they need to remember, if I water this plant, with sunlight and water, we're going to have a beautiful flower. You understand? So it's what you say to your kid to your kids that is going to break her. You understand? No matter how angry you are. I saw it, in my own life. That is why I have learned to raise my kids differently. You understand? No matter how angry I am, I never ever raise my voice at my kids or shout at them. I sit with them and I talk to them. So that is the message that I want. And I would like to encourage all parents to love their children the same.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no firstborn.
There's no last or
middle or babaki wahanana because the son is the only child. And to victims of gender-based violence, it's important for you to acknowledge what happened to you. It's important to you to deal with those emotions. And, we have NGOs that offer free services, counseling, because now you don't want to end up as a broken adult. You understand? Yeah, so the only way, the greatest weapon of gender-based violence is not speaking. So the only defense or weapon that you can use is to break the silence. Otherwise, if you don't break the silence, you are going to be a broken person, and then you are not going to, to manifest your ability to be the greatest person you can be, because you are always going to transfer your negative emotions to other people. You understand? So whatever you do, you must always try to, find healing within yourself and not take what happened to you. Because we are not what happened to us.
We are not what
We are
happened
not
to
what
us.
happened to us. And we cannot take that and use it against other innocent people, you understand? And healing is a process. So the only way to beat gender-based violence, the repercussions that gender-based violence, you understand, the long term, and they're very spiritual, and they come with a very multiple mental disorders. So if we have broken children, then we have a broken society. Then we have all these other social ill problems that we see because kids are trying to deal with pain different ways, but there is drugs and alcohol abuse and all that. Thank you so much.
Okay, the book. Tell us about the book.
Oh, about the
Where can we
book.
get it?
I sell my book. It's not at bookstores, so you can check my Facebook page, Kentse Badiran, and then Kentse B on Instagram, and then you just send me a DM messenger, and of course, if those who have mine, but I'm everywhere.
How much is the book?
And my book is $250.
Okay, I wanna run a competition.
Yes, you can do that.
But I think I'm gonna put it on social media.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll talk after this.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it now and I will be giving away 4 books.
Yeah, I'll add 2. So let's say 6 books.
6 books.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give away 6 books. So please watch the episode. Watch the space. Definitely, the question will come out. My team, I don't know. Yeah. Can we July? It's when everything started. Imagine that. Yeah. So on Tuesday we give an episode, right? The one. Can we give them an episode again next Tuesday? This one. Is it okay? Okay. So I normally give my episode 2 weeks. So now we're gonna give an episode this coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
The first one, and then this one is gonna come that Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna run a competition. We'll
Yeah.
talk, but I need the books. I'm gonna promote this. The people, you're gonna get this book, beautiful book, even at work. I'm gonna take one in my office. They will buy it. I'm gonna tell them.
Thank you so
buy the book.
much.
Okay.
Sorry.
On that note, thank you so much
Take care.
and goodbye.
It's a wrap.